What's going on YouTube? It's Chris here for Friendly Frenzy Games, and today I'm going to walk you through how to solve each of the puzzles in Escape Simulator's Potion Garden, as well as explain how they work. If this video helps you at all, be sure to give it a like and drop us a comment, and while you're here, consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games for much more gaming content. Now let's get into it. So the first puzzle that we're going to want to solve in this Potions Garden room is for the size potion. So there's a note here right kind of beside a little mushroom garden. What we want to do with this size potion clue is put together a potion using those mushrooms, and we basically want to even out these values. You can see here using this legend, there's a couple of different mushrooms. Each one has different elemental affinities, obviously fire, water, earth, or air, but we're trying to get 3 earth and 1 water. So basically what we're going to want here is the mushroom on the far right and in the middle. So it's going to give us 1 earth minus 1 air. As well, the far left mushroom in the middle is going to give us 1 air and 1 earth. So essentially we're up to 2 earth right now, and the air cancel each other out. So how we get to 3 and 1 is just this middle mushroom on the bottom here. We get our 1 water and our 3rd earth here. So let's go ahead and spot those. We're going to be looking for this pattern here and this shape as well. The same for this one here. So this shape and this pattern. So let's get those 2 out of the way right now. It's almost like a wrinkle effect on the tall, slender mushroom. So it should be this one here. Again, we are looking for the short and stout with a wrinkle here, so this orange guy. And then our last one, as I had said, it's kind of like a cloud pattern and a little shorter and just not round, so that should be this one here. I don't believe there's any order that we have to put it in. No. Mix together the 3 mushrooms with affinity. Perfect. Okay. So we can just go ahead, drop these into our middle cauldron here. This is obviously what's going to be driving our progression in this one, is making a bunch of potions at this central cauldron. But if we did this correctly, it should give us, and it does, it gives us our first potion here, which is awesome. So here is our size potion. Perfect. Now for our second potion here that we're going to need, we need the Fertilizer Potion. So this is essentially our second puzzle. So we can see here, grow plants from seeds faster. To make this potion, you need to add to the cauldron in this specific order: flower of the plant that attracts only bees, flowers of the plant that attracts only butterflies, and then flowers that attract both butterflies and bees. So we have butterflies right here. We can kind of get that out of the way really quickly. So we have a flower here, we've got a pearl flower over here, we've got a bellflower here, and our last one is actually just this starflower plant. We can put this down and see whether or not the butterflies like it. They do. We can put this down, see whether or not butterflies like it. They don't, so I'll put that over here. We can put the pearl flower here. They don't like that either. And we can put the dragon flower. Okay, so we've got the star flower and the dragon flower that the butterflies both like, but we need to figure out where we get the bees. And how we get the bees is there are a few different beehive pins located around the map here, so we can go ahead and pick them up. There's 2 on that desk there. There is 1 just kind of in the middle shelving of this unit here by like the mandrake pots, and then the last one is actually already in the beehive itself. So we can go ahead, pull that out, and if you noticed when we were looking at this Fertilizer Potion clue, this is how we have to assemble the beehive pins in order for the beehive to unlock. So color and order is very important here. You can see there's a little bit of overlay, so you do have to put these in the correct order. We can see here that our first one should be this yellow piece because the black overlaps it. So let's go ahead, we'll put that first one in. I'm just going to pin this note really quickly. We got to make sure that the colors align. So here's our first yellow pin. It goes horizontally here. We can get a black pin now that's going to run diagonally up the corner here. So it should be that one. You can see there's our little intersection overlap point. Our next one is going to be a yellow piece because it's got to overlap this dark piece and then be overlapped again by the last black piece. So we can put in our second yellow piece here. And that is going to be right here. So you can see we've got our A formation. Now we just need our last black piece. Here's again our other point of intersection. Now we just need the last black piece to overlap all of that, and we've now unlocked our beehive. And you can see out come the bees. Now again we need to know which one of these two flowers that we know attracts the butterflies attracts the bees as well. Dragonflower does not, so we know that's our butterfly flower, which means the starfruit does. That is our flower for both of them. Now we just need to figure out which one of them attracts only bees. So we know obviously between our bell pepper and our pearl flower, or sorry, our bellflower and our pearl flower. Okay, so pearl flower does not attract the bees, which means the bellflower should, and it does. So we have these three potions, or sorry, these three flowers here. Again, I don't think we need a specific, okay, it is a specific order. So the first is only bees, so that is our bellflower. Then only butterflies, which is our dragonflower, and then lastly is our starflower that attracts both of them. Perfect. So we've already got it set up in our hotbar here. So boom, boom, and lastly our starflower, and we should now get our fertilizer potion. And again, we do. So we're up to 2 potions already. Feel like we're moving well along here. Let's go ahead and do this planter lockbox. So we can see here there's a 4-digit combination. You can see these symbols and stuff here. Those correlate to the planters over here. And you can see that we've got basically a number here. Kind of looks like a 5. It's kind of incomplete, but it looks more like a 5 than any number here. What we need to do is utilize our first potion here now. So Fertilizer Potion. You can see that in each of these planters there are some seeds. Use the Fertilizer Potion there to actually grow the seeds, and we will get a few other numbers. So we have a 1, 7, 5, and 8. So that's all well and good. But also the other part to this combination is the order here. So we have the lowest flower pot to the highest flower pot to give us our first 2 numbers. So the lowest is 8, our highest is 5. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to put in 8 and 5. And then we have our second lowest and second highest. So second lowest is 7, and our second highest is 1. So 8, 5, 7, 1 should be the combination of this lock here. And it is. Awesome. And now we get a couple of different seed packets. You can see there's only one of these that we actually need, as noted by the key up in our hotbar. You can see that's the key-like carrot seed. If you inspect this, it tells you to open it before use. You actually have to just click the top to peel that back, which is really cool. And then we can put it over here into a planter. And now what we want to do is use our Fertilizer Potion on the carrot that we just grew. And now we can use our Size Potion to make that just a little bigger. And once it grows, it's actually a giant key-like carrot. And we're going to need this to unlock our secondary room back here, which is a really, really cool thing. So we've got another couple of set of puzzles in here. We can start with this brochure. So Potion Weekly. This is going to tell us how to create the Raincloud Potion. It tells us to pour it on fire, watch the cloud form, and the fire disappears. So obviously our fire being right here. Let's give this a quick open. And this is telling us exactly how to make the Raincloud Potion and which order we need to put these plants in. So we need Whisper Willow, Pearl Petal, and Soulbind, and then obviously there's a bit of a scale on how to read them here, and that is because with this legend we only know one flower. So we're going to need to figure out which flowers these are to be able to actually make a potion out of them. So we know our Aether Crest. Where is that? Aether Crest is right here. So we can go ahead, and their scale is just right here. So our aquatic plant scale. I'm going to go ahead and take this plant off for now. And we can probably go ahead and pin this brochure up. Okay, so to try and get one of these other ones, what do we need? We need Whisper Willow, we need Pearl Petal, and Soulbind. So we know we have Aether Crest. The only definite that we have here is that Aether Crest is kind of off the charts, or like all the way down to the bottom on this like 4-line, whatever this is. So we can go ahead and change our measurement to that. The only other flower in this clue that would match that is Pearl Petal. So we can try and figure out where Pearl Petal is based on these 3 that we've got right here. Again, that red flower might come into play, not 100% sure yet, but let's see. So that is not it. Our blue evens out perfectly with that. So our blue should, in theory, be Pearl Petal. What else can we figure out with Aether Crest, if anything? We should be able to figure out our Soul Bind as well. The only thing is we have to change our measurement here. Perfect. So again, Aether Crest is a 2 on this scale. The only other flower with that is Soul Bind. So we can find our Soul Bind now. And our yellow plant is our Soul Bind. So this is going to be the last in the equation. We said our Pearl Petal was in the middle. So now we just need to figure out what our Whisper Willow is. Now obviously we can't really line up Whisper Willow. Yeah, our Whisper Willow is 1 beyond Aether Crest, so we need to figure out what we can use to find our Whisper Willow. And it just so happens that Pearl Petal, since we know what Pearl Petal is, goes all the way out to the right using this measurement. We can keep that measurement on. We can use our Pearl Petal, which we said was this. And it's either going to be the purple or the red. That is our Whisper Willow. This evens out perfectly. So you can see, again, our Pearl Petal is fully to the right using this measurement. So is our Whisper Willow fully to the right using this measurement. So we know our Whisper Willow is the purple. So our actual solution here is going to be the purple, blue, yellow. So we can go ahead and drop those into the cauldron. They have to be in that exact order. So I'm going to just unpin this again real quick, because we said it's purple, blue, and then yellow. Purple, blue, and yellow. If we did this correctly, we should get another potion. And we do. Awesome. So here's our Rain Potion. I'm just going to drop this brochure since we don't need this anymore. Our Rain Potion, obviously, we need to use on the fire, as they had mentioned in the brochure. And that is going to get rid of the fire. Perfect. So obviously we've got something here. I'm going to just unlock this middle panel here by lining the corners up, because right now it's blocking that center panel from opening. So nice and easy here, just lining up the corners. That's going to pop that open, and now we have a potency detector, which is really cool. We're obviously going to need the potency detector for this duplicate potion. So we can see here, using this brochure, can be used on objects that emit a heavy magical aura. It duplicates them once. So 1 ingredient from each class needed. So flowers, mushroom, and aquatic. The ingredient has to be the most potent in its class. So what we need to do with this, and again, I'm going to just pin this up. Not that it's like super telling what we need to do, but what we need to do is actually use this as almost a compass. What that is telling us, actually I'm going to unpin this. Probably makes more sense to pin this potency detector. You can see that it's kind of moving needles. We know we need 1 mushroom, we need a flower, and we need an aquatic flower. So using this compass, we need to figure out which of these mushrooms are the most potent and collect that for our recipe. I'm gonna unpin this again just because it's kind of distracting. But what we can do is just grab a couple of mushrooms, grab this whole garden here, and I'm going to just pull these over to the table. I'm going to plop our potency detector down and see which one makes one of the needles spin. So we can put the long green mushroom down, doesn't do anything. We can put our purple mushroom down, that doesn't do anything. Put our green, okay. So our green and red mushroom got this needle to stop. And you see, if we move around, this potency detector now just in the bottom corner here is pointing directly at this mushroom. So we know that that mushroom is the most potent in its class. So I'm just going to drop these other 2. We can try and do the same now, trying to figure out which of these aquatic flowers. We know there's a little less of these to go through. So I'm going to pick those 3 up and just see if any of these will get this needle to stop. So it's not this one. It's not our blue one, but purple. And you can see obviously too, so we've got 2 right arrow directions. Obviously we have our 2 ingredients here then. So we just need to figure out this last needle. It is pointing us in the direction that we need here for flower. I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm going to bring a selection of each one of these flowers because they're all in the same general area. We'll just figure out which one of these that we need. I know there's one that I'm missing. There was that pearl flower. But either way, if we can't get it to register with this, we know that it's a pearl flower. So I'm going to put the star flower down. That does not get the needle to stop spinning. Dragon flower, that doesn't get the needle to stop spinning, so we know it's the bell flower or the pearl flower, but the needle stops spinning with bell flower. So we know that it's these 3 here. So we've got our purple coral looking plant here. I don't remember which one we said that was from the other calculation. We've got our green round mushroom with red spots, and we have our bell flower. So that should be all we need here. Let me just quickly reference this note, 1 ingredient from each class. So this does not matter what order we put this in. So I'm going to, again, drop our purple aquatic flower, our green and red mushroom, and our bell flower. And if we did that correctly, we should get another duplicate potion here. And again, it looks like we got that one done, which is awesome. Perfect. Now, what we need to do is complete this Mandrake puzzle here. So we can see that there's 3 plant pots, and basically what we're going to need to do is use these mandrakes and figure out which of the facial expressions belongs to each mandrake. So we have this one here, obviously. There's another mandrake, in case you didn't see, just in the secondary room here, and the last one we actually need to just grab this ladder from the gnome here because it is up in the ceiling. So we can drop the ladder, and if you remember, we can use our growth or size potion on it, and it is going to make it usable for us here. We can climb the ladder. Might need to get it a little closer to the mandrake. It looks like we do. Just reset that up here. Climb this ladder. That's going to give us the opportunity to get this mandrake out. Okay, so we have the 3 mandrakes for the 3 pots. We have this guy here, you can tell. So he is definitely the excited one. Can't imagine a mandrake getting more excited than that. Now we have this mandrake here, and we have this mandrake here. So if you look at his eyes, he's kind of like the squintier-eyed one, whereas this guy's pretty wide-eyed. They both kind of have the same facial expression. They don't really have one. But in looking at the eyes, you can tell this guy's like the slanted, squinty-eyed guy. Kind of looking a little upset there. So we're going to put him in this pot, and we will put the straight-faced one in the middle. And just like that, we unlock a nose. And again, if you noticed, our gnome was missing quite a few pieces here. There's a larger gnome and a small gnome. This is obviously the small nose. One other thing that we need to do to complete that gnome puzzle is move our ladder again, because up in the corner above our planters, we need to set this ladder up once more so that we can reach this top cabinet. After we do that, we can unlock this drawer or unlock the cupboard. We have a giant left ear. Now, because we have a duplication potion, we are going to obviously need to make. We've got a large ear and a small nose. We basically need to duplicate both of these pieces. So let's use our duplication potion. So we'll duplicate the nose. We will duplicate the ear. We have 2 large ears now and 2 small noses. So we basically need one of each. So we need a large nose and a small nose so we can grow one, and we can shrink one of the ears. Perfect. So let's go ahead. We'll put our large pieces on here real quick. So we've got the giant left ear, and we've got the giant nose, and now we can put on our 2 small pieces. So we've got a regular nose and a regular ear. Put them on the smaller gnome. There's our small ear. There's our small nose. That's going to open the lockbox here for the key, and as soon as you put this in the door, we escape the potion garden. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Maybe you were entertained, maybe you learned something. If you like this video, definitely please give it a like. Drop any comments or questions that you might have for us. And while you're there, subscribe to Friendly Frenzy Games for much more gaming content. especially if you are interested in some escape simulator type stuff. We've got full walkthroughs and solutions for each of the escape rooms in this game aside from the community rooms. With that, guys, again, I'm Chris from Friendly Frenzy Games, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.